to you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just do some quick mic test to ensure that all of you are able to hear me properly. Great. Now, let me take this chance to first of all welcome each and every one of you aboard. Now, in today's live class, I want us to talk about some nice tile. Tile is simply part, right? So I want us to address this part of your Sprechen. Specifically, this is going to be covering your A2 Sprechen, right? Your A2, that is A2 Sprechen. Now, it's going to be on Teil 1. Now, this Teil 1 of your A2 Sprechen talks about Fragen zur Person. All right? Let me just quickly point out something. Right here. Fragen zur Person. All right? That is, you will be expected to ask questions here about some personal details, yeah? You will be asking your partner some personal detailed questions, right? That's why we call it Fragen zur Person. So what will happen in this part is that you are seeing you have 4 cards. You have 4 cards. Like, for example, we have here Geschwister. Now, Geschwister means siblings, right? So there's Geschwister. There is Interesse. Now, Interesse is simply interest. There is Krankenkasse. Now, Krankenkasse is like an insurance scheme, health insurance scheme, right? And then there is Fit bleiben. So what you will be doing in this part, you shall be expected to use these words to ask your partner some questions. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to pick some of the cards here. I'm going to ask some questions, and then I will leave the rest for us to also go ahead and ask questions with. So let's begin the first one. The first one is Geschwister. All right. Just get somewhat right. So Geschwister simply means sibling. Now, please don't confuse Geschwister and Schwester. Let me just point something about that real quick. So these are the 2 words that people normally mix or confuse, right? So remember, this one is Geschwister. Geschwister. But this one here is Schwester. So Geschwister is sibling. Schwester is sister. All right. So please don't confuse the 2 words. So now the first question you could ask, with Geschwister, I could simply go ahead and ask you, how many siblings do you have? How many siblings do you have? That is wie viele. Wie viele Geschwister? All right. How many siblings do you have? Wie viele Geschwister hast du? So you could ask, wie viele Geschwister? And that could be the first question here. So, wie viele Geschwister hast du? Wie viele Geschwister hast du? How many siblings do you have? Then you could probably say the number 2 or 13, etc. So that is Geschwister. And then the next word I'm going to use is Interesse. Now remember, Interesse means interest. This one here. Interesse. It means interest. So I could ask you, which interest do you have? Which interest do you have? So that I ask you, welche Interesse? Right? That is welche Interesse. Now, I could go ahead and add an N for plural, Interessen. So, welche Interessen hast du? There you go. Look at the question. Welche Interessen hast du? Which now means, which interests do you have? Now, you could use this also interchangeably when asking somebody's hobby. Which interests do you have? Which hobbies do you have? So that was an welche Interessen hast du? And then you could say what you like doing. Maybe someone could go ahead and say, ich lese gern. Ich lese gern. I like to read. Ich lese gern. Look at this one. Ich lese gern. I like to read. And then you could also go ahead and say, I also like playing football. Ich spiele auch Fußball. Ich spiele auch Fußball, which now means I also playing football. Let me just type that down real quick. So someone asked you, welche Interessen hast du? Which interest do you have? And then I said, ich lese gern. I like to read. And then, ich spiele auch Fußball, which now means I also like playing football. All right? I also like playing football. Now, the next one that you have here is Krankenkasse. This one here. Krankenkasse. Now, Krankenkasse simply means health insurance scheme. Health insurance scheme. So you want to ask somebody, which health insurance scheme do you have? Now, for those ones, I'd like you to go ahead and form your own questions, right? Kindly go ahead and form your own, then comment below. So you said Krankenkasse is a health insurance scheme. Health insurance scheme. You could ask, which insurance scheme do you have? All right. Now, after Krankenkasse, the last one is fit bleiben. Fit bleiben, which now means to stay fit. Fit bleiben, to stay fit. You could ask, how do you stay fit? What do you do to stay fit? How often do you, do workouts, etc. Now, you are seeing all these things require you to be good in this part. You need to be good in Fragen stellen, that is asking questions und Antworten geben. Asking questions and also going ahead and giving answers. So my challenge for us today is this. I would like you to go ahead and form your own questions using Geschwister, using Interesse, interest, also using Krankenkasse. We've said Krankenkasse is a health insurance scheme, right? And then last one is fit bleiben. So I'd like you to please go ahead and form your own questions. You can form as much as possible and then send in the comments. I would like to check and I will be able to comment to some of our comments, right? So this is to ensure that you're practicing on your ability of being able to form questions, right? Now you're free to use any of the question words, wo, was, wie, warum, all these you are free to use. So kindly go ahead and comment below and I'll be checking your answers, right? So that was the short sneak peek of today. I would like us to stop here and I'll be seeing us in the next one, yeah? You are free to comment below with your own questions from these ones and then I'll be able to mark for some of us, all right? Well then, ladies and gentlemen, that marks the end of today's class. I shall be seeing us in the next one.